This is gonna be a fun fight. Both guys with a super strong wrestling background. See him making his way to the cage now. Didn't have a lot of to say at weigh-ins. Showed that he mean business.
Colton Emmerich 5-0, man. What a fight we have here. We would have seen Sean going next. We heard from him a little earlier. Unfortunate, ruptured the bursa sac in his knee, and then it's amazing how easily that can turn into an infection and how often that happens.
Yeah, I don't know if it did. It did. We did everything in our power to try to make him fight. It is just, from advice to our doctors to he and I trying to hit a workout this morning. We just couldn't because he couldn't use his knee. Yeah. Anyway, they'll rebook it. Sean's a beast. And we're just mad props to his opponent, Zolgari, for understanding. But I'll tell you, man, we got these light heavyweights. Colton Emmerich, I mean, he's a mountain of a man. Strong wrestling pedigree. We got him in the cage. Let's meet his Houston opponent here in James Ford.
Please welcome to the red corner, James Ford.
All right, James Ford. Everyone in Houston is going to love him. He brings a dynamic fighting style. He's got some really high-level collegiate wrestling skills under his belt. He's become quite a strong striker. But it's just watch his over-under work. He's like a Greco-Roman specialist. He'll throw you. Sometimes I'll train with him and I'll try to body lock him, and the moment he grabs my arms, I just straight up back out. It's not even worth getting tossed in my head by this big man. But yeah.
James Ford is one of those guys that, the skill level at what he's special at is so high. So far, there's been no one that's had the answer to James's wrestling. I mean, not just his offensive wrestling, of course that's good. When he's on the move, he's really good. But his defensive wrestling is really good also. Really good at getting those underhooks in, really good at getting position, really good at escaping damage.
Yeah, and you see the tail of the tape. Colton actually coming in a little bit underweight. Curious if maybe he's just a little too big for 85, but he looks big for a 205er.
Looks big from down here, for
yeah,
sure.
He sure does. Great matchmaking, though. I think this has been James' toughest fight to date. Yeah, James, I mean, he means business. He's a sweetheart outside of the cage. He's an absolute savage when that door locks.
Yeah, if you don't follow James on Instagram, man, he's one of the nicest guys.
Yeah, he sure is.
So lighthearted and just the opposite whenever he comes into that cage.
All right, we got him in the cage. Let's get these 205ers fighting. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next fight, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC light heavyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 200.2 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, he holds a perfect professional record, 5 wins, no losses. Here is Colton, the Conqueror, Emmerich. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 206 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Columbus, Ohio, he holds an undefeated professional record of 2 wins, no defeats. This is James Ford. Your referee in charge of the action, Jeff Rexroad.
All right, expect a quick start. It looks like Emmerich is going to run after him.
Yeah, Emmerich with some interesting stare down as James Ford was coming into the cage.
Oh, James hits him with a big left hook, sprawls on the shot, and ties up.
Yeah, Colton Emmerich, I don't think he had an idea about what he was in for there. Really took a, kind of a half-hearted shot there. nice.
Emmerich with a takedown. James with a quick scramble. One thing, James, I'm telling you, he can wrestle all day. So it's really allowed him to work on his striking, which has gotten so much better, as you saw in that left hook just moments ago.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting strategy for Emmerich trying to take James Ford down. I mean,
a nice collar tie uppercuts there from Ford. Little level change. Nice underhook on the get up. Man, Ford with back exposure. Nice grip fight. This is a good looking wrestling match. This is wrestling if punches were allowed. Honestly, and I'm all in for it. This is great.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing so far. Colton Emmerich showing a pretty savvy wrestling game himself.
Yeah, one thing I was talking to James about early in this camp, we were just talking about our origins, and he was such a big, like, middle schooler. He had to fight against a lot of high school wrestlers in wrestling, and he beat a lot of them. Nice clinches, nice elbows in the clinch there from Ford. Oh, maybe level change, slip there from Emmerich. Oh my God! James rocks him with a high kick. Emmerich ate it. Flush on the jaw.
Yeah.
Gets back to his feet.
Oh. And James Ford landed a devastating high kick there.
Doing it again.
There it is again.
You gotta keep your hands up. And he's out. I think he's out. He's out. He's out. That's a walk-off KO for James Ford. Oh my good God. That was insane.
I don't think I've ever seen a knockout reaction that delayed.
No, that was, man, and honestly, the guy was getting kind of in James's face at weigh-ins. James could have followed up and he didn't. That's the sportsmanship in him. Man, wow, oh my, a walk-off KO. After a head kick that would have put anyone to sleep, Emmerich stands up. But I'll tell you, he had the low hand kind of guard. I think that maybe helped take a shots, but man, James
what a
Ford
wild exchange, man.
A Mark Hunt style walk-off KO. That was brutal and awesome. Kevin Holland needs to get that money ready, that sponsorship money, because it does not get any better than that. Man, there was the high kick. I can't believe Emmerich stayed on his feet, and it was that uppercut. It just winged him right in the temple. Notice the right palm there, just unresponsive. James knew it too, he felt him. Rexford looking at the eyes, he saw that he was out, called to stop. I mean, honestly, do props to James. Considering he's got some beef with this guy, he could have followed up as many times as he wanted to, but he chose not to. Shows the character of the man who just got, I mean, one of the knockouts of the year you will see in this Fury cage. And that high kick from hell. Wow. James Ford, you enjoy every second of this. Because that was a hard-fought victory against an undefeated 5-0 juggernaut. And he puts him away in the very first round. Brutally awesome. Man, that was one of the loudest high kicks, too, we've seen in recent memory. Crazy. All right. Let's make this KO win official. Here's Wayne yet again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 2 minutes, 8 seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by knockout, James Ford. And with that knockout, he picks up a $500 performance award bonus from UFC middleweight Kevin Holland.
I'm here with your winner, James Ford. James, it didn't look like you took too well to the disrespect he was showing you as you walked into the cage.
Yeah, yesterday one of his coaches caught himself barking at me or something. Hey, sleep tight, my boy. Take your punk ass home.
James, you hit him with that first head kick, and I don't know how he stayed standing. But once you hit him with the second one, I think it's the most delayed knockout reaction I've ever seen from an opponent. In spite of that, you were a good sport. You didn't crash down on him again, but did you know he was out?
Yeah, I heard him snoring. He was sleeping.
Well, James, you made quick work of it. Were you a little surprised at how good his wrestling was?
He was not a very good wrestler.
All right. Well,
hey, so one of my friends is a teacher where I'm from in Columbus, Ohio. Unfortunately, one of his students this week was involved in a car accident. She's paralyzed from the neck down. She's 9 years old. On my Instagram, after this, I'm sure Fury will tag me in something. Please look for my Instagram. Type in my name, James Ford. I'm gonna include a Venmo profile. All of the donations made to that Venmo account are gonna be going to this little girl and her family. Hey, we're out here. We're out here in Houston, Texas, baby, swinging and banging. We don't do no wrestling out here, unless it's me, of course. With that being said, I want to make sure that we show this little girl and her family in Columbus, Ohio, how we do it down here in Houston. I've been down here for 4 years now. I moved down here in 2021. I moved away from everything that I loved. I sacrificed a lot to be here. That's why I don't take kindly to disrespect like that. I never have and I never will. I try to dap hands with the guy. I try to do everything the right way. I don't like disrespect. Last thing I'm gonna say, I'm a Division I wrestler. I wrestled in the Big Ten. I got hands like a motherfucker. I knock people out. I choke people to sleep, and I ground and pound them to fucking bed. I just want a fair shot. I want a fair shot. It's been 13 months since my last fight. I want a shot at Contender Series in the fall here. Please, Mick, if you're watching this, again, Division I wrestler. I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu right now. I've got hands. I'm here. I'm ready for this. I want this.
well, James, you've also showed you've got some feet. Congratulations on the knockout. James, congratulations, and also one of the best human beings on the planet. Please follow him on Instagram. He's such a great guy. Congratulations on the win. Your winner, James Ford.
All right, guys, it does not get much better than that. But James Ford's teammate, Tonio the Show Figueroa, fighting Dom Herrera coming up next. Cannot wait for it. I mean, fireworks from James Ford.
Yeah, we've got something else for you here, James. Even though you're winning by a head kick, congratulations to Houston's newest brown belt, James Ford.
Congrats to that man.